The Vacheron 4000V is the brand's best release so far in 2023. Not only does it add a new complication to the overseas collection, but it also has some significant changes to the bracelet and quick exchange system. Today I'll be reviewing the watch and running you through the changes, which I personally speculate might make its way through the collection in the future. Before we start, please like the video. The support makes a big difference. Enjoy. The 4000V was released at Watches and Wonders this year as part of VC's theme around the Retrograde complication. It accompanies other amazing novelties including the Salmon Patrimony Retrograde Day Date and the stunning traditional Retrograde tourbillon that I've reviewed previously. I'm generally a big fan of this year's theme, especially given Vacheron's history with the Retrograde system. It features in a lot of unique older VC pieces, such as the Saltarello Retrograde Jump Hour, Mercator, and more. In the case of the 4000V, it adds an unexpected complication to the overseas collection, the moon phase retrograde date. While this isn't exactly the sportiest complication out there, I think it's visually stunning. VC has gotten the proportions and symmetry bang on in my eyes. There's a right amount of complication on the dial without making it look too empty or too cluttered, as is the case with my 4300V. That means that we get a good dose of that gorgeous blue lacquered dial. For those that see a moon phase and worry that it's going to be a hassle to set, don't worry. Everything is done through the crown. Pull it out once and you can set the date by turning it clockwise, while turning it anti-clockwise will set the moon phase. It's a simple but smart solution. As far as the precision moon phase goes, it looks identical to that on the perpetual calendar, but with numbers indicating where the moon is in its 29 days and 12-hour orbit around our planet. This is perhaps my only small complaint about the dial, since I find the 29.5 looks a bit awkward. On a side note, I know that some have complained about the date window on the 4500V. For those people, the retrograde date could be appealing since it's a good-looking symmetrical display. Moving on to the main topic. For the 4000V, VC has made some notable changes to the bracelet and interchangeable strap system that I haven't really seen anyone else talking about. The biggest improvement is the added taper to the bracelet. Whereas the original VCO bracelet is quite chunky, the bracelet on the 4000V now sports a thinner and sleeker profile. Putting this into numbers, both bracelets measure the same at the lugs. However, at the clasp, the new bracelet comes in at 1.8 mm, which is a 10% decrease from the old bracelet at 2 mm. The lack of taper on the VC bracelets has always been one of my biggest complaints about the collection, so I'm very happy to see the brand taking this step in the right direction. Another thing worth noting is the changes to the interchangeable strap system. Personally, VC already has the best quick exchange system, which was released back in 2016 with the Gen 3 overseas. With the 4000V, we get some ergonomic and quality of life improvements. Firstly, the tab of the interchangeable system has been redesigned. After playing with it a bit, I have to say that it's now much easier to remove the strap or bracelet from the watch. Secondly, the clasp section has been redesigned to reduce the amount of hardware required. Previously, the VC straps required this small piece so that you can fit the clasp on. You get two with every watch, meaning that if you want to use more straps, you either need to purchase another or use tools to switch the hardware between straps, which is quite a hassle. Additionally, the old clasp could move around quite a bit, making it feel less secure. The new system allows you to simply clip the clasp onto the strap and feels much more solid. In my eyes, this is a very nice change, since I used to go to the boutique every time I needed to have the hardware swapped between straps. While there's no official communication about whether these changes will carry on to future overseas, my personal speculation is that they will. After all, the new bracelet and straps seem like they will fit all existing non-ultra-thin overseas. I'll quickly add in here that the 4000V is naturally compatible with older straps, so there's no worries if you want to use red rubber or something like that. Moving on to the movement, the caliber in the 4000V isn't actually new, and comes from the Patrimony moon phase retrograde date. It's a handsome looking movement sporting the signature compass motif on the rotor. My only comment is that the caliber itself looks slightly small relative to the case, but it's not a particularly big deal. On the wrist, the 4000V wears reasonably well. It's 41mm like the 4500V, but comes in at a slightly thinner 10.5mm versus 11mm for the 4500. While VC has made solid steps forward with its bracelet and interchangeable strap system, I do hope they can redesign the lugs to reduce flare. As you can see with the rubber strap, it stiffly extends out sideways, reducing the wearability. It's the same story for the bracelet, where the first links extend firmly outwards. Compare this with the 4300V, where the strap comes straight down. Overall, Vacheron has done a great job with the 4000V, adding a surprising new complication as well as nice quality of life changes to the overseas collection. The watch looks amazing and wears reasonably well too. At the price of 63,500 Sing dollars, I think the 4000V is quite fairly priced. The most comparable watch complication-wise would be the discontinued Patek 5712 in steel, which retails for 67,700 according to Patek's website. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments. If you're interested in this watch or any other Vacheron, you can contact Sherman, who manages the Singapore Ion Boutique. A big thank you to Sherman, Christine, and Gail for making this video happen. If you enjoyed this video, please check out my other reviews and video podcast series. Thank you for watching.